Today, I'm gonna regret my life choices. I'm gonna be picking up every single item in 99 Nights in the Forest. I'm talking every chest, every floor drop, except the ones that respawn, like the berries that regrow. So, I'm playing the scavenger class because it gives me 2 extra sack slots, which is gonna be really good for this challenge. Alright, let's get the quick fire level 3. There we go. So, the first thing I'm really gonna need is the map, which is gonna allow me to know where I've actually picked up things and where I haven't, because I'm going to be picking up literally everything. We have to make sure we're doing it the right way. Now these carrots, I'm going to pick these up. I'm not sure if these regrow, but just in case, gonna pick all of them up. I'm telling you, we are getting every single item on the map except for the trees, okay? No way am I mining every single tree again. So let's see, is there anything in the fishing area here? Okay, we got 5 old rods. I gotta bring back 5 old rods to the base. Let me do that real quick. All right, there we go. There is a start of our pile of stuff. 5 old rods. Now I gotta keep picking up everything, and the map is gonna help me a ton with knowing what to grab. Like, we got a carrot right over here. Now these berries, although you can eat them, they do regrow, I think, once a day. But we got some stuff right here. Gotta bring back every last item to the base, except for things like coins. You can't really pick those up. I'm also not gonna be killing every animal because they do respawn. All right, so far I've actually collected a little. Well, hold on. Yeah, that's a very little bit of stuff, but it feels like progress. We're getting some things. So a lot of these things I'm just gonna put directly into the crafting bench and in the fire, but eventually I'm just gonna start bringing back stuff just to put it in a giant pile, because we're gonna get a lot of stuff, especially from those places like the 3-story cultist bases. They have so many things, and we can also get a few things from the stronghold. Oh, I'm also gonna be getting every single flower that I can find. I genuinely am curious what the count's gonna be at the end of the video. All right, we now have the first kid, and he counts. So we're picking him up and bringing him back to the base, and whatever's in this chest. So revolver, we'll actually just pick that up. All right, now we got my first duplicate item. We have a good sack, so we're gonna have to bring this back to the base as well. By every item, I mean I'm collecting every item. Got a good axe as well. We'll actually need that. Wait a second. I think there are an absolute ton of flashlights at the top of this. Yep, 4 whole flashlights. Gotta bring all of these back to the base. It's actually not too far, so maybe I can just throw them down and then throw them over to the campfire. All right, I'll just chuck them over towards the base. All right, not bad. Our pile is already growing. 4 flashlights, 5 old rods, and a good sack. Thing is, though, my fire's about to run out. I actually genuinely need something to keep it going. Maybe wood would work. Oh, wait. Dude, I'm gonna lose. Oh, I'm dead. All right, guys. I will be having a visit from the deer tonight. All right, here's my best friend, the deer. He's gonna be trying to murder me tonight, and I'm gonna be trying not to be murdered. So, as you can see here, his eyes are very red. He probably has a fever or is very, very angry. My flashlight battery is about to run out, so I'm gonna conserve energy to save the ecosystem. Not because I'm not trying to die, because who cares about my life? I think I am doing just fine. Oh, look, you can quantum phase through object. I did not know that, sir. Hold up, can I? Okay, that was about it. Hold up. Oh, wait, that's a bad idea. I just gave him my only... Please let me get the flashlight. All right, well, good thing I don't care about dying in this challenge. I do care about dying, but at least I can revive. All right, I've been playing for a little bit amount of time, maybe like 20-ish minutes, and we've explored this much of the level 3 fire area. Let me get up to fire level 4, and that became a whole lot bigger. And I think the map is gonna... It goes out to the very, very edge. So we'll see how this goes. This is gonna be probably insanely hard. So the one problem I have is that I'm trying to sweep throughout the area that's closer to my campfire. So I'll just keep building a bigger and bigger circle of area that I've swept. But that's where the easiest and worst loot is. So my fire is running down pretty low, and I'm not accelerating that fast. For example, I do want the giant sack. So maybe I should find a way to like loot a tunnel all the way out to the edge and then loot out there. And I still have the map, which will track where I've been. So hopefully that'll work, but we'll see. Can't forget, there are always, or sometimes, I think usually, logs in the fireplace. So I'm not leaving that behind. Checking all the little wardrobes. Got some armor, we'll take that. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna make a straight tunnel all the way to the edge, and then I'll loot around the edge of the map. But I'm gonna make sure I pick up everything on the way, so that way we're not leaving anything behind. I don't have to retrace my steps, nothing like that. All right, this is actually really good. I just got the Alf Wolf pelt, and I have the wolf pelt as well. Already traded the bunny foot, which means we should be able to get the giant sack the next time the pelt trader comes by, so I can carry a lot more stuff. The only issue that I have is carrying things I already have that I can't pick up more of. For example, we can't put armor into a sack, so I have to just drag it all the way back and then put it right in the pile. So I'm really hoping that out of chests, it is kind of cool to add things like sacks and other stuff to our pile, but then again, I have to bring it all the way back to the base. Things like medkits are great. I can carry that in my inventory. It doesn't even take up any sack slots. And this bandage is also great. I got another piece of armor. So I'm going to bring this back to the base, but I'm going to go back the same way that I came. That way I'm not lighting up any part of the map that I haven't grabbed the items from yet. But honestly, I'm excited to see what in the world this place is going to look like. If I'm going to be collecting every single... I've opened every chest before. What about every item? I mean, you could find a smooth, like 6 pieces of wood out in the middle of nowhere. That's a lot to add to the pile. You could find a whole bunch of things all over the place. Chests are actually not even the majority of where you find your items. So I have no idea what this base is going to look like. For now, though, let me actually get a boost pad. That will be helpful. Biofuel processor as well. The boost pad will help me to go out farther because there are going to be places where I've already explored that I'll just want to boost right by. I also just realized I don't even have a crock pot yet, so let me grab that, and that'll be a good food source. Everything's going pretty good. Everything's going pretty good. All right, pelt trader is here today. So let me put this wood into the grinder, and soon we're actually going to be piling up the wood as part of our pile, just because I won't need too much more of it in the crafting bench. But let me get the giant sack. I also want the spear. That's going to be really helpful. So we got the spear and the giant sack, 2 really good items for this. This is going great. 27 slots in the sack. Absolutely insane. All right, bringing back another batch of items, and still, this is all we've explored. I'm on day 26. I've been going for about 40 minutes, and this is all we have. We're gonna have a crazy time getting every single item, but it is gonna be one crazy view to look at, and I'm excited for it. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clear out this center section right here, so we have a good chunk of the map just completely explored and all the items gathered. I have to be very careful I don't leave even a single thing. Not a flower, not a carrot on the ground, nothing. Even this sheet metal kind of blends in. All right, there we go. We have a very decent portion of the map explored so far. The one thing we need is just to get the max level fire. That way we can get all the way out for some really good loot, to get a big pile of stuff going real fast, and then that way we're not gonna miss anything. Because I'm thinking there are some buildings that are like half inside the map, half outside the map, and I don't like that. Maybe I'm missing an item or two, so I'll have to go back and check. So for now, actually, let me use the wood that I have here in the biofuel processor, and maybe I should just keep doing this until I hit fire level 6 just to be safe. We want to get every single item we can get, of course, except for the stronghold items, because those respawn pretty much infinitely. Now, I'm gonna use some of the food here too, because I won't be needing it. I have a bunch of farms that'll help me a lot more, so we'll just use, well, actually, we may even use some of the food from the farms for fuel, because I have a bunch of stews right now. All right, so far we're at 85%. We're actually really close. So let me just grab some more wood, and there we go. Fire is fully upgraded. Wow, that looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun. I cannot wait to explore every single item there. Oh, that's gonna be fantastic, man. All right, but actually, now that our base is a lot bigger, let's move our pile of stuff over to, I think over here would be good. There are some trees in the way, but we'll be able to chop those down eventually. It's gonna cast a shadow, but it'll look good when we cut down those trees. Just need a lot of space, because we're gonna have a lot of items. Right now, I've been using all my scrap. I've been using all my wood. Soon we're not gonna be. So, see how that goes. Dude, but that is insane. Look how far this goes out. I feel like I've explored a lot of this map already. But no, not even a dent. Well, maybe a dent. Yeah, look at this. I explored this place, but there was a fan outside the edge of the map, so I'm glad we got that now. There we go. Got a rifle too. That will be useful. Gotta make sure I get everything out of here. These items are kind of hard to see. And I have to make sure I get the coals here underneath these trees, because that is still an item. Let's get everything out of here. Bunch of fuel canisters. I am so glad I have the giant sack already. If I was still stuck with the good sack or even the old sack right now, this would be 10 times slower. There we go. Strong axe. That'll help us cut down the trees. Got another giant sack. Interesting. Okay, so I can't carry this in the way I'd carry normal items. So I'm gonna throw that over there, quickly grab this radio. There's something over there. It's a washing machine. And then I'm just gonna grab the giant sack and run all the way back home. What in the world? How did you get your head stuck in the, are you actually, oh, nope, you were faking it. And great. You know what? I think they upgraded the AI on this game. All right, now that we have our fire max upgraded, we can start putting aside fuel too. That's gonna really add a lot to our base. Got a bunch of food. We can actually just use this to keep our fire going. Here's the thing. I'm gonna get about 200 wood, and then I'm just gonna put all the wood that we get into the pile. Right now, we're gonna be at about 140. Let me also cut down these trees so we can get rid of the shadows, and things are gonna start looking really good at this base real fast. It's like investing in stocks. You invest little bit by little bit. All right, so far we're getting a decent chunk of the map explored. I think now that the map is fully available to, what the, did you just snipe me? Did you just, bro, that, stay back. All right, our pile is getting decently big now. Not even as big, nor as fast. I'm not even going at that fast of a pace right now, because I do want to get crafting bench 4 and the oil drill. That will help us with the fuel. So we'll put it right here, and it should just go right onto the fire. So that's all of our fuel needs. So pretty much everything else can go into just making items. I mean, all of these fruits and vegetables and whatever, I think it's actually just vegetables, but all of these can just go right into making stews for food, or I could just start stacking them in the pile. You know what? Maybe I'm actually going to use a lot of my wood for that. You know, yeah, we're doing that. There's actually a trick to it too. If you want all your food to be in the same place, you can literally do that. You just kind of place them on top of each other. Why does that work? Don't ask me, but it does. You literally just stand here and place them all in the same place, and then you pick them up so fast. All right, we got like 7,000 farm plots in one place now. Got a bunch of wood too. Gonna put this into the crafting bench for even more farm. Dude, we are gonna get so many items. We are gonna have a mountain, Mount Everest worth of items. I don't think you can climb it, but I'm gonna hopefully crash all of Roblox. Forget the 10 million player update parties. No, we are gonna crash all of Roblox with one server. Now, the volcano biome is probably going to be the hardest because there's a lot of enemies around there. There's a lot of loot. I might get a bunch of infernal sacks, which I'll have to take back to the base one by one. It's going to be very interesting. Yep, here we go. There's one item that we're going to have to drag all the way back to the base just by itself because it won't go in the sack. So this is what's really going to eat up my time, and the fact that I got to go back the way I came because I do not want to have any places unmarked that I don't have all the items from. Or wait, no, I don't want to have any places that are marked that don't have all the items taken. Yeah, it's kind of hard to say, but you know what I mean. Okay, I want to see it. I want to see it grow. Okay, dude, I have no idea how many vegetables we have here, but it is just a ridiculous amount. We even got a piece of cake. We're gonna have so many carrots in one all right, let me bring this over to the pile. Just start hammering all this right on top. This is gonna be so much of the pile, especially pumpkins. Those do take up a lot of space. For this round, we're just gonna add them to the pile and see. Dude, I have no idea how big this is actually gonna get in the end, because it's gonna be a lot of items, especially things like microwaves, washing machines. They add up a lot of volume. All right, just start stacking it all up right here. It's very blue. Just put it all there. Everything's getting buried underneath the wood. So, dude, this is actually getting huge because I'm playing the scavenger class, but I have the trait from the lumberjack that gives me double sapling drops 25% of the time, which is why this just keeps getting bigger and bigger. More trees and more trees. Insane. All right, there's our pile so far. The wood has buried everything, but we'll get more stuff to put on top of that as well. So far, things are going really good though. Oh, there we go. Things are already lagging now. Dude, everything's falling slowly. Look at that. Look, our pile isn't even that big yet. All right, this is interesting. I'm gonna put all this in the grinder though, man. I don't want to make this a 99% wood pile, so I'm even gonna take a little bit away from it. I think vegetables are cool, but man, the wood is just so much. You know what? I have an idea, and I got it from my friend BemiBlock, because in order to really show the progress of what we've been gathering together, we're making a mountain, of course, but this is actually going to both help the mountain and help it look cooler as we fill it up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make 8 total log walls. So we're going to put one here, we're going to put one here, gonna put one. Actually, you know what? Let me move this stuff a little bit. Kind of clipping in the wall. Oh, wait, hold up. I think I got a carrot stuck. Yeah, there's literally a carrot stuck in the wall, but it's still here. All right, now we can start just like kind of shoving shoving stuff towards the core. Okay, that is not easy. These things have a lot of weight to them. All right, and with this, we can close it off. So now we have a pit to fill up with items. But I'm wondering, what can we use as a stepping stool to get up here easier? Because I can't even get up there at all now. Maybe a freezer could work? No, actually, a shelf would work perfect. Yeah, if I just put a shelf right here, boom, easy. All right, now let me put all the saplings in here because I don't think I'm gonna need any more wood. So, yep, this is just gonna be filling up the pile right here. This actually does make it a lot more satisfying, not gonna lie. Like, it looks like we're actually filling it up, like a cup of water filling up a pot or something. Ah, that's what I was afraid of. All right, infernal sacks, we're gonna have to bring all the way back to the base, just like we do with armor. But we do have a good portion of the map explored so far. I think the volcano biome should be the hardest because there are a lot of things like infernal sacks around there that I'd have to drag all the way back to the base. But other than that, I'm not sure. All right, just throw that in there, throw this stuff in here. Perfect. I'm just kind of taking out a slice every time I walk back over. Just walking along the edge of the area I haven't explored yet. And hopefully that way it'll be efficient, but we'll see. Oh, that's not good neither. We got a rifle over there. Crossbow is actually good. I'll take that. I don't even... Is this just a regular crossbow? Hold up. Is this what the cultists keep shooting at me with? Maybe I can finally show them what it's like to be shot with a crossbow that does 10 billion damage. All right, let's put this rifle in here. There we go. I'm actually going to be dropping all my weapons, or at least most of them, because if I find them, I can just put in my inventory rather than having to go all the way back to the base like I just did. All right, all of our fruits and or just vegetables grew. Throw this cultist gem in there as well. Now let me grab all of this. This is the most satisfying thing you'll see today. Just stuff pouring into the gigantic pile. I don't know if we're going to be able to fill this up, but I hope we will, because that will look insane. All right, you know what? I don't want this to be just full of vegetables. This doesn't look too great. Honestly, you know what? Maybe I'm going to literally eat all the vegetables, or at least most of them. It doesn't look cool. This looks like literally just a pile of vegetables, nothing else. I'm also accidentally planting some saplings, but I'll just break the trees that grow from that. Let me also drop the crossbow, my rifle, my revolver. We'll keep the spear for now. Old rod, I accidentally picked that up. If I drop these things, it'll make it so I can pick up new ones if I end up finding them. Gotta be very smart with how we use all of our stuff. And now that I'm looking at it, this pile just got 1,000 times smaller without all the vegetables. I mean, look at this. But still, I do want it to look good. I don't want this to just be full of a bunch of vegetables. Not that cool. Wait, how am I gonna get... No, dude, no, you gotta be kidding me. No, you gotta be kidding me. Please tell me I can jump on make it. No, I'm not stuck. Okay, the saplings. I am so thankful for these stupid trees. All right, we're building an emergency exit. Dude, that gave me a half a heart attack. All right, immediately, without hesitation, there's a shelf being placed in this corner. There we go. All right, we have an emergency exit now. That actually could have been bad. I could have been stuck. Challenge could have been over right there. I'd have to restart, bro. I've been going an hour and 40 minutes already. Here we go. Okay, it's perfect. I dropped my rifle earlier, so we can just pick this one up immediately. That'll help us to keep looting and be more efficient with our time. Now we have, I think this is the Cultist King's house, so I'm not sure if there are any items in there. Technically, I can get the items by summoning him, but it's not actually there yet. Like, he's not there in his house, so I'm not going to be looting him. Or not looting him, but like killing him, taking his stuff, like robbing him. So looting him, but okay, you know what I mean. Hey, there we go. Day 99 in just under 2 hours. And I'm dying to death over here. Okay. I hate that the cutscenes don't protect you anymore. But with that, after 99 days, or 101 really, we have explored this much of the map. Not that much, but hey, it is growing. I can see we are making progress. This is going to be a lot of getting items though. You know what? I'm going to take all the saplings out of here too. These are kind of just cluttering up the space and they don't look that great. They don't look like actual items. The thing is though, I can't burn them. Like you literally cannot burn them. You can't burn them in lava, not in the fire, you can't put them in here. I don't know what you could do with saplings. So I guess I'm just going to plant all of them right out here in just one tiny little area. That way we get rid of them and they don't take up too much space. All right. And with this, all of our saplings are out of our way. So now the pile is not as big, but still decently big. We're filling it up. It's just now we don't have saplings in here. Actually, we do have one more right here. I think that's all of them though. But still, hey, we haven't explored most of the map. We'll see what we get at the end of this. Plus we're getting oil barrels. Oh, actually, never mind. Those are going straight to the fire. I can't use those. Oh, there we go. Infernal sword. That will look cool in our base. All right. Everything is getting bigger. Now, I think I've run out of things that are kind of unique to do. So I think it might be time for a time lapse. I don't know how long it's going to go for, but probably going to explore a decent chunk of the map. Kind of excited to see how that's going to go. All right. Time lapse starting now. I have beaten the game. Look at that map. That is the most crisp, beautiful map you've ever seen in your entire life. And although I haven't gotten every single item, there's like less than 10 items probably that I don't have. I mean, I lost a piece of leather armor. There's no finding that. I looked for that thing for so long, and it probably flew out the map, or I have no idea where it is. But it is also really late. There's like less than 10 items probably around this entire map, but a lot more than 10 items in this thing. I mean, the lag I get on this is just ridiculous. Right now, it's even performing very well, but we have done it. Dino Kid, I promise you, I'm being so serious right now. You are gonna want to move, because we're gonna use the hammer. We're gonna pick up the shelving. Just one good look at this before it's over. I mean, look at that. It is insane. It is filled to the brim, raining and thundering again. It is raining every 5 seconds in this game now. To scale, here's what I look. Hold on, let me stand right next to it. Here's what I look like to scale of the absolute mass that we have amassed. It is just ridiculous how many items are in the game. It's very late. Let's do the reveal as soon as the weather's better. I don't like this weather. You know what? I have Gem of the Forest fragment. Actually, nah. I'm not digging for those. I was gonna say we should get the weather machine, but I am in no way digging for the Gem of the... Well, actually, there's a 3-piece. Hold on, let me get this 1-piece over to the 3-piece. Get a 4-piece meal. No way, that doesn't even move. No, bro, it doesn't even move. I'm holding the click button. Hold on, I gotta put it in the sack. There we go. Now it's 1 piece. I literally had to move the tents over here just to give me room for this. All right, let me also move the oil drill. Just make a bunch of room. We'll put our oil drill on top of our farm because that is very healthy and good for your nutritionist. Not you, just your nutritionist. All right, it's no longer raining. Let's open it. Oh, dude, the low grav, it's spilling. Look at this, bro. That is the slowest, most interesting thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Dude, gotta get this cutscene out of my way, bro. Oh, no, that's ruining it. All right, there we go. Back to this mesmerizing pouring out of all this stuff in 2 FPS. To scale, here's what I look like in comparison to all this. It's insane. Look at these cultists, bro. They're walking in 8-bit. How in the world did a tire get over here? All right, putting this back. All right, we just got 2 more items to put into our absolutely insane pile. Or wait, we had 2 more. Did that cultist gem I think that cultist gem just like disappeared, but we'll just throw this in there. 2 FPS, but that's fine. Things are still falling out. Dude, that cultist gem literally just disappeared. Maybe it got shredded. It probably got shredded. I mean, this is just, I'm swimming in it. Hey guys, can you help me find my wrench? Yeah, just let me know at what frame and geo-echolocation using your sonar. I can't even see in here, bro. I'm inside of a fuel can. Oh, well, there we go. Hey guys, how you doing? I even saw the riot shield in there for a second. That was a sight I did not want to see. Dude, that was amazing. I would never do it again. That took way too long. I'm glad to have done it once, kind of, but like, man, that took so long. The amount of rifles you find is stupid. Oh, wait, I forgot. I have more items. Hold on. I have all these defensive blueprints. My Morning Star, you could have that. You could have my hammer. You could have my strong flashlight. Log wall blueprints, that doesn't count. That is it. Absolutely crazy. But let me know what you think of it down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and click on this video right here.